Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and welcome to my new workspace. So this is where I'm going to be working for the next 4 weeks. I've moved back into my parents' house for the time being and I'm staying in my old room, which as you can see is a little bit of a mess at the moment. It's full of all the boxes of stuff from my old flat and there's not really much point in unpacking because I'm going to be moving out in 4 weeks' time anyway to the new flat. So it's going to be a bit of a mess in here, but I think I can put up with that for a few weeks. But this week I'm just going to be working on improving the GUIs and adding a minimap. To start the week, I've implemented collision detection between projectiles and mobs on the client side, so just ignore the fact that the sword is shooting arrows here, but concentrate on the fact that when the arrow hits the mob it now explodes instead of just going straight through it. For the rest of the morning I've just been working on adding a couple more features to the attack editor. So for example, I've added an option here to add sound effects to a projectile. But I'm going to stop for lunch now, and then this afternoon I'm going to start work on a new font rendering system. This afternoon I'm working on improving the text rendering system in the game. So what I've done so far is to improve the texture filtering so that the letters look fairly smooth now, much better than they did before. But now I'm working on improving the flexibility of the whole system so that it can load up any font files like this, and then it can use any font in the game without me having to create a separate font sheet, which takes ages. So it will allow me to test out loads of different fonts in the game, which will be nice. I've already made quite a lot of progress on the font rendering and I've programmed quite a lot of new code for it, but I'm just taking a break from that now and I'm creating a new mushroom model. Just finishing off for the day now, and as you can see I've added the new mushrooms and the new fence into the game. It is Tuesday morning and today I'm just going to be continuing on with the font rendering. So I've managed to get the game to load up font files now and that all seems to be working quite nicely. It all looks a lot cleaner than before, but it has now messed up a few of the GUIs because the whole font rendering system has changed and the size of the font has changed and the lines have changed. So I need to go around and fix any of the GUIs that are now a bit out of shape. To finish off the morning, I've just been sorting out some of the GUIs and making them look a bit better now with the new text system, and I've also added a new type of GUI which comes up and shows you the name of the area when you move into a new area. And I'm going to make it so that it fades in and out and looks all fancy. This afternoon I'm doing some stuff with some friends, so I'm going to take a bit of time off, but I will be back to work this evening. It's the end of the day now and I haven't really done much more today because I've been out all afternoon, but I have now got the area name text to fade in and out, and I've done that using a fade driver, which you might remember from back when I was working on visual effects. Good morning everyone, it is Wednesday morning and today I'm hopefully going to be starting with the minimap. So it is actually already 10 o'clock in the evening today. I've hardly got anything done because there were a couple of things that I had to sort out with the old flat, which I've been trying to do today, and that's taken a while. So it's been a bit of a stressful day, not the best day. But what I have done is I've got the name of the current town or area that you're in to always show up on the right here. But yeah, I'm going to get to bed and hopefully tomorrow will be a bit better. So it is Thursday morning and it's already a bit late. I've still had to sort some stuff out this morning. I've also got a load of unpacking that I need to do at some point, and I've just got to sort out all these boxes. So it's a bit stressful at the moment. I'm not making very much progress, but I'm going to try and do a bit of work on the minimap today. I've just made a very quick change to the font rendering system so that it now allows multiple fonts to be used in the game instead of just one, which was what it was like before. So now I can use the fancy font for area names, like this, and I can still use the usual simpler text for everything else. It is 6 o'clock on Thursday evening now, and I've tried to do some work on the minimap, but this is all I've got done so far. I've been also sorting out all the boxes in my room. That's taken a while. I've had some more stuff to sort out with the flats. That's been annoying. So it's all a bit stressful at the moment. It's been a bit of a struggle today. I'm feeling really tired. and I just can't really find the motivation at the moment to program anymore. I've been looking at the code, I know what I need to do, but I just don't really have the motivation right now to do it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get up, have a fresh start, and then I can try again. So it's getting quite late, but I have actually managed to make a little bit of progress on the minimap now. So what I've got here is a rendering of the terrain's blend map. So as you can see, when the player moves, we see the blend map for the terrain area where the player is. I've just managed to get one final thing done today, which is to use an orthographic projection for rendering the minimap so it looks a bit nicer now. Good morning everyone, it is a very sunny Friday morning, and today I'm just going to be working on the devlog. So the devlog's all going to plan this morning. I've edited together all of the audio, and I've planned out what footage I'm going to show, and now I'm just about to start recording the footage. It is the end of the day now, I'm just about to get to bed, and nothing much else happened today. I just uploaded the devlog, and then I spent most of the evening just answering comments and emails. It is Saturday morning, and today it really should be tutorial day, but unfortunately I haven't had time to work on one this week, and I'm not going to get one done in just one day. So unfortunately I think I'm going to have to miss this week, which is a bit of a shame. But instead I'm going to go through all my emails. I've got 68 in my inbox, so I'm going to try and get through all of them, and through all of my YouTube comments today, and get up to date with all of that. It is the middle of the afternoon now, it's very hot, it's very sticky, I'm just answering email after email after email, and it's pretty tough work, but I'm getting through them, and I think I should be able to get through all of them by the end of the day. So I had got down to 7 emails in my inbox before dinner, and I had some dinner, I answered some comments on YouTube, and now it's already back up to 23 emails. So I feel a bit like I'm fighting a losing battle here. Good morning everyone, it is Monday morning and it is the start of a brand new week, and hopefully this week is going to be a little bit less stressful than last week, because last week was a bit of a struggle. I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to do, but all of the troubles with the flats and the new flats and everything that I had to sort out are now gone, hopefully. So this week I should be able to concentrate just on the game and make a lot of nice progress. This morning I've been getting straight back to work with the minimap, and I've made it so that mobs and players now appear as little white dots on the minimap. So if I move this client that I have on the left screen here, you can see on the minimap that the little white dots indicating where the player is moves as well. So this afternoon I've been doing even more work on the minimap, and now as you can see, every entity can have its own icon for when it shows up in the minimap. So as you can see, I've done the icon for trees. Also, the player now has a blue dot, and any enemies or any mobs have a red dot, and other players have a white dot at the moment. So I'm just going to continue now making a load of icons for the different entities in the game. After a lot of work, I have finally managed to get the minimap to display as a circle, although that has unfortunately come at the expense of all the other GUIs. Just answering comments and emails this evening, and as you can see I've got a load of emails again. I'm back up to 54 emails in the inbox, so I'm a bit behind once again. I'm just finishing off for the evening now. I got down to 20 emails in the inbox, so that was good. And someone sent in a new idle animation, which I put straight into the game because I think it's a definite improvement on the previous one. It is Tuesday morning, and today I'm going to be finishing the work on the minimap, and then I'm hopefully going to be getting started with shadows. So I'm pretty much finished with the minimap now. As you can see, I've just added a nice border around it, and I've also got it working with being round and everything. So that's pretty much done. I just need to add a few more icons. I'll probably do that now before lunch, but then I'm going to move on to the next topic. These are the final topics that I want to do before the Kickstarter, and I don't want to work on animations now because that's really boring. So either shadows, enterable houses, or mounts will be next, and I can't decide which one I should do next, so I'm going to roll a dice to see which of these topics I'm working on next. And it is mounts. For the rest of the morning, I've just been working on making some more icons for the minimap. And I'm going to have some lunch now, and then I'm probably going to do a bit of work on the tutorial. I've just been finishing off the day with a bit more work on the world map, so as you can see, I've now added the ancient ruins to the world map, and I think that is now the whole world map finished. Wednesday morning, and today I'm going to be working on sitting down and mounts. This morning I've been spending a long time trying to work out how exactly I'm going to implement mounts and seats in general, and I think I've finally come up with a good way of doing it, and I've started implementing things like a seat component and stuff like that into the code now. But basically the way it's going to work is every seat is going to have an offset relative to the seat, which is like the mounting position, the position that the player needs to be to get onto the seat. So if in the game you click on a seat, your player will automatically move to that position, and it will then carry out an animation which is also related to the seat. Every seat has its own sitting animation, because getting onto a bench is going to be different from getting onto a horse. It's going to need a different animation. So when you click on a seat, your player moves to that position, carries out the seat's sitting animation, and then the player's transformation will be connected with the seat's transformation. So if the seat were to move, like if you were on a horse and the horse moves, then it will move the player as well. It is 4 o'clock and I've been making a little bit of progress with the seats. I've programmed the seat component, or most of it, and I've added the support for that into the entity editor. And now in the game, when you mouse over a seat with the crosshair, you can see that the crosshair goes red to indicate that the seat can be interacted with. But that's all I've done so far. So this afternoon I've been making quite a lot of progress with the sitting. So here in Blender I've created a new sitting animation, and then over here in the game the player can carry that out and now sit down on a bench, and then if I press E he'll get up from the bench again. So I'm just finishing off the day now by answering some emails and comments on YouTube, and yeah, I'm going to get to bed now. It is 8:30 on Thursday morning, and today I'm hoping to get the first horse into the game. So I've just given the horse model a very quick texturing this morning, and I'm going to be exporting it now and exporting the animations for it, and then I'm going to import it into the game using the entity editor. So I'm almost now done with the horse riding ability. As you can see, it's kind of working. I'm attached to the horse, which is good. But obviously the player isn't quite in the right position, but I'm going to try and fix that now. So I've just created a couple of new animations for the horse, and I'm adding them to the horse entity in the entity editor here. So you can see the horse doing the idle animation at the moment, and I've also created this new galloping animation, which I'm pretty happy with. It is 8 o'clock now, and I've been doing loads and loads of work with the horse. So as you can see, I've improved the texture quite a bit and added a bit more detail to that. And if I click on the horse now, I can actually ride it. And this works fairly well for a while, but if you go a certain distance, things start to go a bit wrong, like that. So the horse seems to just decide that it's had enough and teleports away, leaving the player somewhat awkwardly hanging in the air. So it's the end of the day, and that is pretty much the end of another week of programming, because for the next couple of days I'll just be making this week's videos. I did finally manage to get the horse riding stuff to basically work. It still needs a bit of tidying up, which I can do, but I'd love to spend a couple more weeks on it, making it perfect and having everything work really smoothly, but there's not really much point in doing that before the Kickstarter, because all I need for the Kickstarter is a couple of screenshots and a small clip to go in the video. So it would be much more worth my time to work on completely new features like shadows and other graphical features, and to work on adding more models to the world, rather than perfecting something like mounts, which is just not going to come across in the Kickstarter. But after the Kickstarter, I will of course go back to it and make it as perfect as I can. It is Friday, and today I'm just going to be working on the devlog. So the devlog's going fine this morning. I've recorded all the audio, and I've filmed 3 bits of the footage already, and I've only got like 9 bits to go. So hopefully I'll be able to finish early, and then I can get started with tomorrow's behind the scenes devlog video. So I've just finished the devlog and I've just put it live now. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it went pretty well this week. I spent a bit of extra time trying to make the footage look as nice as possible this week, so I was like waiting for the sun to get into the right position in the game so the lighting would look all nice. And I think it went pretty well. So I'm going to get started with the editing of tomorrow's behind the scenes devlog video now. So it's the end of the day. The devlog seems to be doing pretty well. Everyone seemed to like it, which was great, because as I said, I did put a bit of extra effort into it, and it seems like people appreciated that, so that's always nice. But yeah, I'm just going to get to bed now. I've been doing a bit of work on tomorrow's behind the scenes devlog video, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing tomorrow as well. So that is it for this week's behind the scenes devlog video. Next time I'm going to be working on shadows and a few other features, and then I'm actually going to be moving out from my parents' house again, and I'm going to be moving to the new flat, so things are going to be as busy as ever. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.